Are you ready? 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 Are you ready for the Year of Shame Challenge?
Hello and welcome to the September episode of the Year of Shame Challenge podcast 2016. I'm your host today, Jayce Stokes, joined as always by my trusty compadres Neale, Matt and AD. We're all here. We've just come back from EGX and most of us are dying in one way or another, so excuse our voices. Boys, how are we feeling?
Like microwave shit.
Like microwave shit.
I'm awesome.
Nice.
I feel like I've killed the inside of my body. Like there's it's decomposing like round my gut. Like can you kill your gut and still be alive?
Yes. I don't know about still be alive, not for a long amount of time.
Like 2 days afterwards. I feel absolutely.
You might want to get
nearly run out of time then, mate. You'll be gone.
Come on then.
Right then, so my croaky voice, let's go on. Let's go for thoughts and feelings, first part of the show as always. Other than thoughts and feelings of being fucking dead, obviously we had the run up to EGX and then we had EGX itself and there were games to play and there were things to do and it might have changed the way we feel. So let's go around, start with Matt. What do you think? How are you feeling about the challenge after the weekend just passed?
I am feeling alright, actually. I have had a quick look at the what we've missed bit and what's coming up bit, which we'll get to later, but there's nothing particularly I'm worried about between now and Christmas, I don't think. I had a good look around EGX this year. Spent about 6 hours in there over the weekend, which is probably a new record for me. I tried PlayStation VR, which didn't grab me by the ghoulies, so that's good because it means I'm not worrying about having to buy that for Christmas or anything like that. I didn't bother checking in the AAA games out because I couldn't be bothered to queue. And the only games that really got me going were the Res titles and indie titles, which are ones you can wait for. They're all little games, and I had loads of fun playing little, one-man team, two-man teams, little PC games. And I figure that's kind of where my headspace is gaming at the minute. AAA's not really appealing to me as we speak, so I'm alright.
So it's not forced you to think that that you've got to do something about it. As it just reinforced that you can wait.
Yeah, I can't. There's nothing coming out that I really, at the minute, that I really think I can't wait for that. I've looked through my list again today, and there's a few little games in there. I think that'll keep me going. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good.
Excellent.
Thank you for asking.
Cool. Aid, what are you saying?
Oh, I'm the opposite. I'm now ready to buy all the games. I spent quite a lot of time in EGX because I went on Thursday and was in there pretty much all day queuing and playing games, and the same on Saturday really. I'm the opposite again to Matt. I played VR and the two Res titles that were there for PlayStation VR I thought were fantastic, and it's probably made me change my mind on VR. However, I shan't be buying that this year, even though hardware is not part of the challenge. And then everything else I played, I kind of want. I think the one that's really surprised me, well, there's two that surprised me. I think I really loved Battlefield 1. And the other one that's been out for a while was Hitman. And I played that, and I also went to the developer session on that one. And do you know what? I really want to play that. I was talking to Terry about it on Saturday, and he was just like, "Yeah, it's brilliant. You just need to go and buy it." And it's like, I can't buy it, and I want to buy it. And I think
don't listen to Terry.
If I wasn't on this challenge, I probably would have got my phone out and bought it there and then, because it was the developer session and just the guy who was Scandinavian, but just talking about the game and his passion behind the game. It was just so infectious. And they do these kind of limited time only targets where it starts on a Saturday and you have 2 days to do it. And if you haven't done it, that's it. Game over. You've got 2 days to do it. If you fail, you fail. And if you do it within that 2 days, then fantastic. But if you don't, you've lost your chance. I'm kind of like, I'm losing the chance to do these.
Yeah.
So that was Hitman was the one I was kind of quite surprised about, that I want to play it and I want to buy it and I can't.
Well, it's on my list of. It's high up on my list of 2017 games. So we can get it together in January and then go on a sort of journey, catching up people and having that buzz that you don't, that's part of that sort of game.
Yeah.
Because I'm really keen on it. I think it sounds really well done, and it's going to be. They're hoping to do it for 3 seasons if possible.
Yeah, they were. He did mention that they've got 1 episode left of season 1 that's out. I think he said it's out October, November, and they're already planning season 2 for next year to do exactly the same thing. So
yeah.
And I think they took a lot of criticism on that game when they first launched it and did the episodic features and content, but as they said in the panel, it's really paid off for them. So, yeah, that's the big surprise for me, that I want Hitman and I want to play it now. So, yeah, great weekend, played loads of stuff. Now I want everything. I just need to work out which one is going to be the lucky one that I purchase.
Good.
Good call. I'll go next now, if that's all right.
Of course, mate. After you.
I don't think my outlook on the challenge has changed at all. I don't think anything that was shown was a massive surprise. Most of the games, you know what you're going to get. Dishonored, you know what you're going to get. Final Fantasy 15, you know what you're going to get. Were there any more big games there? Probably not. Most of the things, obviously, as you mentioned, Battlefield 1, I've already played the beta that was released before, so I had to go on that. Nothing massively from the big games pulling me in. As Matt mentioned there, loads of indie titles and stuff, which really interesting. That's always been my bag, as most people know. But again, as Matt says, they're all cheap on Steam. They'll still be there. They'll still be just as good as they were. I don't think my position on the challenge has changed. I still can't be fucking arsed with it at the moment, to be honest. But, we're still there. We're going to stick it out. We're most of the way through. I was quite buoyed by the fact that there was some chat with some people about the next Year of Shame challenge crew that's starting to be formed in the background. So watch this space for that. So that kind of heralds the end being on its way. So I'm quite happy with that. A couple of other little things happen we'll talk about later on. So all in all, business as usual. We are getting through to playing a bit more games. Is that what you're saying, Matt?
I was just wanted, before you cut to Neale, I just wanted to say, I think you touched on something I was going to talk about there. The feeling of being on the home straight of the challenge. After going to that game show, that marks a kind of set point of the year for us. But that's a thing we do every year, and we know it's in the end of September, and Christmas isn't that far away. And I think I got that real feeling, especially, like you say, conversations with the new blood, that we've done the hard bit. We've broken the back of it, and we really do only have 3 months left to go. That's, it's not a long time. And if you think back to how it felt in January when we had this whole thing stretching out in front of us, I think that had a real positive effect as well. And I think the next few shows are going to be fun, light-hearted, and if we are going to miss a game, we're only missing it for 2 months tops. Yeah. And that's a real
we're getting towards that bit where obviously we've mentioned before about missing the main thrust of the game and the main interest in the game, and then only being able to get it when all that's waned. That's getting less and less as the number of games increases, getting towards Christmas, and obviously, as you say, the time until we get to play them. We're getting to the point where there might still be some buzz about some of the games.
Definitely.
When we do get to play. Neale, you on a similar vein, or are you thinking differently?
No, well, I feel like I'm at the full stop to a crescendo here. I think you guys were on a bit of a roll then. I think for me the weekend and this part of the challenge we are is only kind of solidifying how I feel, and I think for me I'm very much getting the blinkers on now. I don't want to think about any other games that are coming out. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to I don't think that I'll ever fail. I don't think I'll ever kind of give in or anything like that. But I think it is. We are so many months in. The end is in sight. But we've gone through the easy part. I think for a lot of games, we've gone through a summer where not much has come out. But now we're coming to the point where actually, almost every week, if not every other week, there's titles. And there's titles that it's not AAA titles that you definitely would have bought, but I think a lot of us mentioned at the beginning of the recording, the beginning of the year, that it's actually we waste a lot of our money on the shitty little titles that you play for a little bit, or you buy and you never play. So I think for me, I don't want to lose focus. I've got my game plan about what I'm going to do for the next 3 months. But coming back to the kind of this weekend and what it's done for me, I only played a couple of games. Didn't play. I wasn't in there for an amazing amount of time. But the games I did play, I really enjoyed, and I had to probably stop myself from playing any more. Where some people would probably think that's stupid. You've got an opportunity to play some games, but it's kind of like going out with your mates and just having a half and then going home. You can't. You know what I mean? They're all out on the lash, and they're all about to say, right, let's get some shots in, and you're like, sorry guys. Got to drink this. I've got to get going now. Have a really good time, or just being outside the pub at the window, just looking in while they're all having a really good time. It's just
That's more like it.
It's like I don't want to do it to myself, so I'm kind of taking a step back. I'm doing the Homer Simpson through a hedge. I'm going to kind of just retreat through, and just peer in from the outside. I think, and that's basically how I'm feeling at the moment.
Cool. Well, let's see if we can go through the list of things that we've missed and which you've obviously dug into in the little time we've had since we've been back.
Yeah.
Is it a big list this time? Is it a small one? What is it? How's it looking?
It's big, actually. It's a big one.
Is it big?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to rattle through then, or
I'm
what?
going to do it. Right, I'm going to go through these in 5 minutes, okay? And I'm timing myself.
Go.
Okay, so first and foremost, thought I'd put it on because it can reignite people's interest. Is that the latest and probably last DLC for Fallout 4 came out, Nuka World. AD, Jayce, did you got the Duke season passes? Have you downloaded it? Are you waiting to play?
To be it's downloaded. Sorry,
no. To be honest, I've everything is downloaded, but I think I kind of overdosed on Fallout 4 at the start of the year, and I think I'm waiting. Probably for Christmas and get into that again.
Okay, all right, excellent. What about you, Jayce? What were you saying, mate?
Yeah, it's downloaded. Obviously, I haven't touched any of the DLC yet. I do need to go back and finish the main game at some point. So it's lovely. I'm loving the fact that it's sitting there waiting, and when there isn't a Fallout game for the next X amount of years, I can chip in and out of the DLC.
Yeah,
and that's the thing with Fallout as well, is that there is that initial hype, but there's so much there that you can't read a blog post and be completely spoiled. I mean, there's plenty there. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've got it all downloaded. Played a lot. Got into Far Harbour towards the end of last month, and really enjoying it. And I'm actually looking forward to kind of playing a bit more. So that's cool. Matt, are you tempted to get the DLC since you played really quickly?
No. I've got so much of the main game to play. I will go back to it at some point. I don't need to worry about DLC. I've got so much to play. It's got a lot to give to me, as it is.
Okay, next one on the list is Halo 5 Forge, out on PC. Jayce, you're a bit of a fan, aren't you, of Halo?
On the PC?
Apparently.
No, you got to play Halo. You got to play Halo on the Xbox, man. Don't worry about playing on the PC. There's no point in that nonsense.
What is this Forge as well? That sounds like the creator mode on the older ones. Is it something like that, or is it an add-on, or is it?
God knows. It's just on the list.
I reckon it. Well, Forge in Halo is the creator thing, so perhaps it is that.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Finger
maybe
on the pulse as
It's
always.
passed me by anyway.
Of course. Oh, so next on the list is something that's come out previous on a different platform, but I thought it was worth mentioning again because it's kind of there. Is The Witness came out on Xbox One on the 13th of September.
Oh.
So something else to kind of discuss because it's kind of like it was kind of like a big kind of poke in the eye at the beginning of the year, like, oh, here I am, by me, and then now it's kind of like somebody's poked you in the other eye as well, kind of a couple of months later. So
blinding.
Yeah, literally. So does this make a difference to anybody now it's out on Xbox?
I think it makes a difference for January because I will buy it on the Xbox rather than on the PS4. So I'm reasonably pleased about this.
Excellent.
And I can wait, and it's not been spoilt for me. So yeah, this will be a January, February type purchase for me.
Excellent.
This was one I always thought I was going to get on Steam when it goes cheap, so that still remains in place for me.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
And for me, it was on my wish list, but I don't even know if it's still on my wish list anymore. I think after the initial hype's died down, I think it'd be a game that would frustrate me and give me enjoyment in equal measure. So I'll probably skip it. Doesn't make any odds, and I don't have an Xbox, so
Yep.
bollocks to that.
All right then. Okay, moving on. We've got Don't Starve Together, which is I assume is the sequel to Don't Starve. Anybody bothered? Is this a temptation for anybody?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Not for me.
The next one. Oh my god. I'm about to have an argument with somebody. BioShock: The Collection came out on the 13th of September. Now then. Who's trying to tell me that they don't want to play that game because I'm going to kill all of you if you say no? I knew you'd put your hand up, Spink.
I think
For me, it's unnecessary. We've all played them.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 of them are good, one's shit. Doesn't matter, does it?
I've got a feeling we did actually discuss this at the weekend at some point. I seem to remember
did.
BioShock.
Yeah, I almost throttled you.
Yeah. And I was listening to another podcast talking about BioShock today as well for some reason. It just never grabbed me. The world was great. I just didn't really like the play style, the combat style, and I'm not gonna lose any sleep over this one.
Well, it's something that I would really die for. I own a couple of special editions of the BioShock games. I could play them for hours and hours. I think it's fantastic stories, fantastic characters. And this is a fresh set of achievements if I got it on the Xbox One. So, I am very tempted for this. This is actually one of the kind of games I was mentioning previously about I need to get my blinkers on and not get sidetracked by these types of titles because I knew it would come out this year and I knew it would mess me about. So, yeah, it's one for me.
Is it remastered and like HD button pressed and stuff?
Yep, the first 2 have been completely remastered. Kind of super enhanced. Even they've released kind of enhanced graphics for the PC versions of this as well. Even if you previously owned them, they kind of like patched them in. The third one, Infinite, they've not done hardly anything to that one because that's obviously only about 2 or 3 years old anyway. But they're
putting a game in it.
So, yeah, no, something for me. AD, is it on? Would you have been something for you?
No, I'm the same as Jayce. Really, I have played them, all 3 of them. I don't think I'm willing to put the time in. I may, because I was talking to a couple of people at the weekend and saying that I think January I might start up a Boomerang subscription, and that would be something that I think I might rent just to have a play around for a weekend, see how great it looks.
Well, I've got my
send it back. So.
Yeah, I've got my Boomerang subscription on holiday until January, so it'll kick back in and I'll have a year's worth of rentals that wish list that'll all pile up. So fingers crossed it was one of those for me as well. Moving on, because I did say we were going to try and zip through these. Dead Rising triple pack was released for all of them.
No.
I've never liked them. I've never ever liked those games. Don't know why. I've never got on with them. So
have you tried 3?
Yeah. Was 3
the Xbox One launch?
Xbox One launch. Yeah, I did. And to be honest, I bought it day one and played it for a couple of weeks. And again, I just don't really get on with those games. It's a heap of fun for an hour or two, but I don't see any more than that with them.
All right. Okay then. I like them. Again, this will be one that I buy in January. Next one is Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. Jayce, I put this on because I knew.
Yes!
I knew.
2!
I know.
2!
I know, feel it.
I love the first Pac-Man Championship Edition.
Me
I
too.
think it's fantastic. It's a super fast game. Super leaderboard chasing game. But I don't think I need to rush for it. I waited after the first Pac-Man game for another 15, 18 years for another one, and I'm sure I can wait another few weeks for another one.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it'll still be there, and everyone will be populating all the leaderboards, and I can try and attack some scores and at the time.
Yeah, you'll just come back as a sneak attack 2 months later and piss everybody off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, next one on the list is Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. Any takers?
Nah.
Okay, moving on. Recall for the PC and for the Xbox One came out on the 13th of September. Jayce, I'm looking direct. Jayce and AD, obviously, I'm looking at you. AD?
Yeah, I would have picked this one up if I hadn't been on this challenge. It does look quite nice, and it's got pretty good reviews as well. So it's a kind of Metroidvania type thing, and I love me some Shadow Complex. And if it's anything like that, then yeah, very nice. But it can wait. It's a rental in January, I think.
What's your thoughts then, Jayce?
I think it looks interesting. I would probably have had a closer look at it if I was allowed to buy it. I haven't looked into it at all because I can't buy it. So
Yeah.
When I saw the first videos of it, it was quite intriguing, and I think it has got a bit of an allure about it because I don't know much about it. So I'll be looking to have a little bit of a closer look in the coming weeks and see if I fancy putting it on the January list.
Yeah. For me, it's probably one of the ones that I'll wait for a price drop anyway. I'm not sure if it's my type of game or not, but yeah, I understand what you mean about the mystique of it, because it did kind of we knew it was coming, but there was hardly any PR whatsoever before it. But yeah, it's here now. Okay.
And it was only a £30 game as well, so you've got the chance of that dropping in January to kind of 10-15. So that
Fingers
price
crossed.
would be a bloody good purchase.
Fingers crossed. Right, moving on. Right, I've put this on because I seem to think, in my head, I've said this name of this game 13 times this year. Divinity: The Original Sin. This has been out every single month. What the hell's happening?
No, what it is, young Neale, is that I've been playing the original on the progress
there. That's why I've heard it every single month. I've been bored to tears of hearing it.
section. Yeah, I'll probably be last 3-4 months. It's been on my pile progress. As you noted quite accurately on your little spreadsheet, it's early access, so it's not a proper game release. So I will be interested in the full game release when it comes out, and I hopefully will have finished the original by then, which is a bit of a challenge because I believe there's probably 100 plus hours in the original, and I'm about 20 in. But because it's early access, I'm not really interested in that whole early access thing. We've already had that with No Man's Sky, so I think a finished game's always a good game to come out. And I'll wait. So it will be on my list. If I was doing a challenge next year, I'd be very sad because I imagine it'll be coming out probably this time next year.
Okay.
It's good though. I recommend the first one to people.
Okay, right. Here's one for people. Destiny: The Rise of Iron came out on the 20th of September. Thoughts?
Isn't people in this room playing?
They might be.
Maybe.
It didn't occur to me at the weekend to wonder how.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Let's have a discussion about said topic. Jayce looks like he's got a cheeky little twinkle in his eye.
So, I had a birthday just before this came out, and although I say I don't really get presents, somebody threw me £25 of Xbox credit. Shouts out to Lisa if she's listening. Doubt she is. And I was going to buy Dangerous Golf with it, and then Rise of Iron came out, so I bought that.
And do you feel like it was a good choice?
Yes.
You playing it this evening, I noticed, Jayce.
I've been playing it many, many times since it came out, even though we've had a weekend in the way.
And
I should probably point out as well that my son bought this with his pocket money.
Andy.
And the way our Xbox is
Backdoor
set up
aid.
at home, yeah. And however, I haven't played it, so I do have access. So if I booted up Destiny now, it would download and it would come up with a nice Rise of Iron title. But I have yet to play it. But obviously we're getting into a very grey and dangerous area on the fact that I haven't bought it, I haven't parted with any money to get it, but should I be playing it? And to be honest, my answer to that is yes, I bloody well should. Because
Yeah,
if I want
yes,
to
you bloody well should.
if I
Leave
want
some strikes together.
if I want to play some Destiny, I've got no other choice than the fact to play that version of it, because it will update on my machine. So yeah, I think I will be playing it. So if anybody's got any comments to make on that, feel free to stick them on the Facebook page. I'll be interested to see what people say.
I think you're right, Aid. I think that I think there's absolutely no reason why you can't play it. I think this would lead into kind of the reason why I have it as well. Is that yes, there's money. It's a monetary purchase, and obviously Jayce got a gift, which is fantastic, and a monetary purchase for your son using it. But it's DLC at the end of the day. If you're a core fan of the game anyway, and if you're in fire teams and what have you, and it's something that you've been playing for since day dot, and it's like yes, it's not $5.99 DLC or whatever that comes out. Or it's got a little bit more to it, but it's still part of adds to the core of the main game. It's not a completely new title. So I was kind of not. I bought it because I was talking to two of my very good friends that play a lot of it, and I was like, well, yeah, I convinced myself that I'm pretty sure at the very beginning of the year when we were all talking about what we thought about DLC and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure that I said that I was fine with it when it's part of like a an ongoing kind of saga of kind of DLC that's coming out for it. So yeah, if anybody else wants to argue me with that as well, I live in Sheffield. It's my postcode is, I'm joking. But yeah, so I bought it, and I've been playing a lot of it as well, and it is very good, AD, and you do need to play it.
Yes, I know. And I will do at some point, probably next week or this weekend.
You ought
Matthew?
I haven't played Destiny for over a year. I'm not going back. I am envious. I'm envious of all the fun everyone is having. It sounds awesome. I love my time with Destiny, but due to the nature of my gaming habits, Destiny means everything else goes by the wayside, and
yeah,
it's just not for me. It's not for me, so I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. Got no issue with you guys having it for whatever method you've got it, because it is DLC, and
yeah,
I'm pretty certain we all said DLC is a continuation of a product you love, and it's within the spirit of the challenge. And I think we haven't taken the piss with DLC this year, any of us. We haven't really.
No.
I think it's the first one we bought. Anyone's bought?
I think
yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Anymore.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that I had. I mean, if anybody, if you want to have a discussion about it, we've always said that anything that any pre-credit you've got before the year, if any kind of season passes you've got are all still valid and what have you. And I think for me, if you've invested, I mean, some people complain about how much these kind of things cost and how many they've put out, and they've actually played over like 130 quid or whatever it is for the actual game. But if you're investing all this time that Matt's mentioning, if you've put in a couple hours each evening because you're grinding, because you're working towards that goal, then, and if that's something that you've started before the challenge, that's something you should be able to finish at the end of the challenge as well, throughout. Yeah. So for me, I think in all seriousness, none of us have taken the piss with anything whatsoever. None of us have tried to bend the rules to our own will. We've all kind of done well with this. So yeah, I think it's fine. Anyway, this was meant to be a quick section. Sorry.
Just to put it in context with regards to that and value for money, you all know how much time I get to game each week or whatever.
Of course.
I think I put over 400 hours into the time I had in Destiny, into one game, and that goes to show you how much of a good value that game is. So, this challenge was about getting value from your games, and if a 25 quid expansion gives you another 100 hours, then that's fucking good value in my book.
Exactly. Right, let's move on. Okay, next we've got about 5 games left. We should be able to rattle for at least 3 of these quite easy, I think. Dear Esther came out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Adi, this is your type of game, isn't it?
I've heard people mention it. I've not really ever seen a lot about this. I think it was at Res earlier this year when I went, and it didn't really, what I saw didn't grab me. So I've not really paid much attention to it.
AD, if you want to play this game, turn the lights off in your house, walk to the back door, walk to the fucking shed, look in the sky, and then come back. You've played it.
Yeah,
Done.
That was my impression of it from what I saw. So, yeah, I'm not too fussed.
Is it one of those ones where you're reading post-it notes and stuff like that? They've written to yourself in your own. In your own
I don't even think there are any, but it's just
Okay, moving on.
walk around a bit. Brilliant.
Moving on then. I put this on just because it kind of caught my eye. Star Wars Battlefront, it's Death Star expansion. I don't think any of you guys play this, do you? I think, Ada, you've played a bit.
I've got it, but to be honest, I've probably played about 2 matches and that's it.
Oh, okay.
It didn't really grab me. So.
It's one of the games I've been playing a lot of in my pile progress this month, so it was kind of caught my eye. Okay, here we go. Got to crack my knuckles, get ready. Jayce is about to go off on one. Forza Horizon 3, Jayce.
Hang on. I'm going to join in with Jayce.
That makes me fucking
Virtually
sad.
wipe
This
that
is the
issue.
shit. This is the shit that makes me sad, right, about the Euroshame when a game like this, specifically because I love driving games anyway. I love Forza Horizon games, but this one has got cooperative campaign in it, and I'm not going to be able to play it. And I know that loads of people I play Forza games with have got it and are playing the challenges. I looked down my friends list earlier, and they were playing this game, and it really makes me fucking cry. And it's all your fault, you free. Yeah, you free. There you go.
I am the same. I actually nearly dropped on this last week as my Joker.
Ooh.
Because I played the demo and I went, oh my god, this game is gorgeous and it's fun and yeah, I still may drop on this as my Joker, but I have just finished, which I'll get onto in pile progress, playing a lot of Forza Horizon 2, and I think if it wasn't for that fact that I've kind of got a bit of a fix of driving in the last month, I probably would have bought this as my Joker.
Did I see you having a knock on this earlier, Neale?
Yeah, I've downloaded the demo.
On the demo, I mean.
Yeah, it was just a demo. I even didn't realise it was a demo until today, until I did the same as you, Jason, kind of logged in from work and had a cheeky look at Xbox.com. I noticed that a couple of people were playing the actual demo version. I've downloaded it, but I've not got great internet, so it's like at 74%. So, but it said like, do you find it strange? With these new consoles, it says like downloading, still not done, but it says like ready to play, and then you press play and you start it, and then the loading screen is half an hour. But it's not ready to play, then, is it? It's the opposite of ready to play.
No.
They never
It's
got
actually-
that feature
I like it
working,
when
did
it
they?
can show you the intro thing first, the intro movie.
It's just like this, it's just stroking the end of my penis and not actually touching it properly. It's like it's like a cat dabbing at it. Like it's So I will be. I'd love to play the demo. It looks fantastic. I do like Horizon games as well. I'm not a motorsport fan. But yeah, this is probably one again that I'll put on my rental list and fingers crossed I'll get next year. Okay, next one is XCOM 2. I know that Spinkles is a fan of this
console
game.
release.
Yep.
Release, because it's been out on PC a while, hasn't it?
Yep.
I think lots of our friends are going to be playing this. A lot of people I spoke to over the weekend are avid armchair XCOM players. As was I, although I still intend to probably get this on PC. One, because it'll be cheaper, but two, because I think the mods for this game can add a hell of a lot to it, which obviously you don't get on the consoles. So this has no influence on me. The earlier release on PC was the one that got me, and I could still buy it because I've got 25-35 pound of Steam credit, but I haven't got room for it at the minute, so I'm just going to wait until I need a new game.
You say you don't get mods on consoles, you do, but only on Xbox it would seem.
Yeah.
AD, Jayce, what's your thoughts? Bothered?
No, I don't like these.
No,
kind
not
of games.
lost.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one, dead quickly, and if the previous title that's very similar to this is anything to go by, we'd have the same response. FIFA 17 came out today. So
this is probably where I have to admit that I had in my possession for about 24 hours a copy of FIFA 17.
what?
And on Saturday there was a cracking deal on Amazon for the new Xbox One S, which I dropped on for
they-
200 notes.
That's right. My brother texted me and told me about
Yeah, and I've sold FIFA 17 and the EA Access code for 40. So as long as I can sell my original Xbox One with Kinect for around about 140, 150 quid, then I've got myself a brand new Xbox One for about a tenner. So I will admit that. I'm not breaking any rules.
No.
But it did have FIFA 17 and my boy wanted to keep it and I went, nope, because I'm not allowed to play it. I'm not allowed to have it. So I sold the code for £35.
that. Sweet.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Sweet. Well, that's the end of what we've missed.
Yay! Thanks, Neale. Thanks for your time. Obviously, putting the list together and
Thank you.
taking us, dragging us, kicking us. Oh dear. So I suppose we better move on then. Haven't
Yeah.
we? What's the next section?
Pile progress.
Is it indeed pile progress?
Yes.
It is.
Who's running pile progress for us, Mr. Spink?
I can do. You're the
You gonna go
host,
first?
but I can.
Go on. What are you doing first?
Well, I think looking round this excited-looking bunch of sexy faces in front of me, I reckon Mr. Jarrett might have a bit of excitement to add to his pile list this week, month. So, fire away, Mr. Jarrett. What you got?
Right. So, like I mentioned previously, I've been playing quite a lot of Battlefront. I've been playing with the world famous Greg Giddens on Xbox. That was, and I've been really enjoying. I think there's a lip to this game, and once you get over that verge, maybe about half an hour, 3/4 an hour into kind of multiplayer, try doing the missions as well because that gets you used to the mechanics a bit better. It's a proper one that will grab you, and I think for me, it's like a good Battlefield game anyway. Trying to ignore everything. I've played the beta of one, but I'm trying to ignore it. Don't want to buy it until next year. It's got the same kind of fun mechanics with it, but it's the whole aesthetic of Star Wars as well. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, like even the screen swipes and stuff like that is basically Star Wars screen swipes between menu screens and what have you. It does kind of pull you in and make you feel that you're part of it. So I've been playing a lot of that this month. Obviously, we've touched on Rise of Iron. I've done the main kind of story campaign of that. Done the strike as well, which was particularly easy, I thought. And I'm now just grinding the absolute arse off everything I can to try and level myself up as much as possible. What else have I played? That might have been it. No, I've played a lot of like I mentioned earlier on, sorry. I've put a good maybe 25 hours to 30 hours back into Fallout 4, and I've almost completed the full Harbour DLC, which I am tremendously enjoying. It's really good to I think it's been good to go back into a DLC, like a pocket of the game, especially if it's in a different part of the map, with the different aspects, new weapons and what have you, because it's actually it lifts you into thinking, right, exactly, it's got that kind of bubble of excitement around it, rather than going back into kind of like, right, where am I in the main story? So I've enjoyed that aspect of it. I think I need to get some more titles off my pile. Let me have a quick look at my list. I think looking down this list, I want to get Last of Us done. Last of Us and Far Cry 4 before the next recording, if I can. It'd be hard. Maybe the recording after that, maybe November. But yeah, I think that's the target I want to set myself.
I'd go with Last of Us first. That's such a good game. You got to finish it, dude.
Yeah. Well, I played it on the PS3 and played it all the way to completion. But yeah, it's obviously the remastered for Shiny Knob version. So I'm gonna I want to get into that as well. So that's me. I've done it quickly because I can see that literally everybody's running out of matchsticks for their eyes. So we'll move on.
Okay, let's move on. So, Jayce, tell us the pace of your pile progress.
Slow, as ever. I did play some stuff earlier in the month. I bashed a few more levels on Ollie Ollie, so I think I'm almost on the last bunch of levels on that. That thing's fucking hard work. I played. Oh yeah, I was kind of stuck on Octodad, and then the boy came over and he found how to do the bit that I couldn't do. So that's got me back rolling on that one. So Octodad could be finished soon. What else did I play? I played something else. No, I didn't. Talking about my else. I played Destiny quite a lot. That was quite good.
What did you think?
Yeah, I had a busy early part of the month with races and stuff like that, so I didn't really do much, I'm afraid.
What did you think of the size of the actual main story quest in Rise of Iron, Jayce? Incredibly short, I thought.
Yeah, pretty short.
Yeah, I was
Pretty short.
short.
I've spent a lot of time exploring around and finding fragments and things like that, but yeah, in terms of story, it's not all that, but it's not about that, is it, really?
No, it's not.
It's
about the loot.
getting on and doing strikes together with people and nightfalls and all that nonsense.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good. AD, tell us what you see on your pile progress.
Well,
I wish you hadn't asked Matt to do this
I'm
section.
saying, and also, I didn't get one of those
His
intros.
fucking sing-song voice.
Everybody else is special. Everybody else got a special kind of opera intro, and I just got like, Neale, you look excited. Tell us about your pile.
What we'll do, Neale, we'll do one at the end, and maybe Jayce can edit it in.
All right.
Special one.
Or maybe he won't be asked.
Go on then, AD.
right, so I got 4 games off my list this month. So Battlefield Hardline, which I had started the story of that last time we recorded. So that was finished. You could go back in and replay all the missions and get all the collectibles to get a few more achievements, but fuck that. Did the story, it wasn't that good. It was good, but it wasn't good enough to get back in and play twice. So that's finished. Forza Horizon 2, I mentioned that earlier, so I had the Storm Island DLC that I'd never touched, and I played all of that and did all the championships there and got that finished off. Octodad, which I thought was shit, so I played 2 levels of that, and 2 Jayce, and binned that off.
How can you say that shit? It's fucking fun.
It's just annoying. And then I played, and this was one I kind of put it off, and I'm not really sure why, but I played The Walking Dead Season 2, and absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. The story on that I think is actually better than Season 1, and I absolutely loved that. That was brilliant. And I say you can get through those games in kind of around about 10 hours. And that was really good. And then I moved on to Assassin's Creed Unity, which when I played it for a few levels when it came out, I binned it off because it was just broken. And when I turned it on, it downloaded a huge old patch. And guess what? It's not that broken anymore, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I've played none of No Man's Sky this month, despite it being my gift last month. And that's because I've kind of had the mentality of I need to get my list done. No Man's Sky's kind of not on my list, so I've kind of concentrated on getting some things removed. And like you, Neale, I think The Last of Us might be my next challenge.
Excellent.
And that's me.
Have you done Last of Us before? Is this your first playthrough?
Be my first playthrough.
Oh my God.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. So Matthew, tell us about your piles.
Well, actually, they've not been great of late. I might have to go to the doctors. Okay. This pile.
Did we make that joke in about fucking May or something?
Probably.
And March.
I'm getting old. I've played lots of time on front of computer screens, twiddling things to make stuff happen. So. I played a bit of No Man's Sky. I've just dipped in and out. I've gone through my first strange alien thing and seen some other things, and it's alright. It's I'm quite happy picking it up and playing it for a couple of hours and pootling around and seeing a couple of planets and then putting it down. Which I'm fine with, because it's that sort of game that you don't have to remember anything. You can just pick it up once a month, have a couple of hours and pop it back down. So I've been doing that. The big one for me, I've been playing World of Warships, the free-to-play sister game of World of Tanks. and I reckon I've probably done over 30 hours since the last recording on that. Which is quite a lot for me. It's the sort of game I haven't had that. Just one more game. Oh shit! It's 5 in the morning. I'm working tomorrow. Thing since probably
No Man's Sky.
no. Well,
You definitely did. You definitely
a couple of times, but not. You know what I mean? From that a good multiplayer game. Probably
I see.
since Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. When you want to have one more round, and you either want to have one more round because the last one you had was shit, and you want to end on a high.
You can't finish on a shit round, can you?
Yeah, or you have a really good round and you think, fucking hell, I'm bossing it. Let's just have one more just to cement that I'm good.
I'm on
And
fire.
And then you have a shit one and can't finish on it.
And the thing with World of Warships is you might have a round and you might do shit and you die in 2 minutes, or you might have one of those ones that lasts 15 minutes and you come out the end thinking, fucking hell, that was awesome. And then you go in again and it's another 15 minutes. And I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving the shit out of it. It's the perfect pace for me, slow, steady, and yeah, I imagine that will feature from now until the end of the year as stuff in my pile progress, or lack of pile progress. And a question we're going to have later, which we kind of already answered to be honest, about microtransactions might come up with this game, but we'll leave that for question section. Yes, I've had a bumper month, but not much off my pile. What I am going to do is set a target of getting at least one more game off the pile before the Christmas period, and I'm probably going to go Wolfenstein New Order, which I hear is quite a good fun. So I'm going to give that a crack at some point.
I can't remember on the Wolfenstein games which one it is I've played, but I've certainly played one of them this year, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Well, there's 2, isn't there? There's New Order and there's New Blood or something, and I don't know which one.
Old Blood.
Which one
Old
everyone
Blood
says is
and
good.
Old Blood and New Order, and I think I played whatever the first one was. New Order.
Yep.
Yeah, so I got that. And it looks like a good blast. I'm not going to set it on hard. I'm going to just blast through it, have some fun, shoot some stuff, and I'll probably try and get that done by the November show.
Stick with it. The first couple of levels are a bit of a struggle, but if you can get past those, the game is awesome after that.
Yeah. So that is me done.
Such a musical
Cool.
Matthew tonight.
Cool.
Yes.
Right then, let us move on. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's move on to the questions sections, listener feedback and all that stuff, and questions from all the community, which always gives us lots of lovely content. So, we did put some question things out before Eurogamer and during. The only one that I'm going to touch on out of there was fucking Kev Atkinson being a knob, saying, "Is the playing of games at the expo against the rules?" By what fucking level would it be against the rules to play a game?
Because
at
you
an
paid for
expo?
day tickets to get in, Jayce. You've paid money to get... Oh, what an absolute stupid question.
Kev, sort yourself out.
Yeah.
Next year, you're not allowed to play any games at the expo. There you go.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Duct tape your hands behind your back.
Sorting it out. Terrible, terrible person. Right. But moving on to questions we've had since then. Now we're all back. Here we go. We've got some touching on MLGX questions. Who was the most and least drunk at MLGX? Oh, that's fucking close run, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was all of us at some point or another.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
I think...
Not a bad show.
I think we all touched the peak at least once, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I think from memory,
Wednesday, Thursday,
Wednesday,
Friday,
yes.
Saturday, Sunday.
it's Sunday. Yeah,
I think I can probably claim that the least drunk for the daytime sessions.
Yeah,
I certainly didn't fall asleep in the back of Lint's car. Matthew.
Did I fall asleep?
yeah, of course you did.
Yeah. Can't you remember the hour-long quick ride from the NEC back into Birmingham?
Yeah,
No.
Sitting on a motorway for an hour.
It was because you were so warm and cuddly, I just felt all
I know.
safe.
ah.
It was nice.
So
I don't
least
remember
drunk,
falling asleep.
Oh dear.
least
Yeah,
drunk. I think it's
less.
probably 80.
Oh, sorry, that question. I forgot to mention that question was from Jeremy Fowler. Sorry about that. I'll shout out the J, man.
He was pretty shit-faced at the party, I seem to remember.
Wasn't it, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah.
definitely.
That was the method. I need to speak about Jeremy later on, so before we finish this podcast, let me know. I need to speak about him. His name needs to come up again.
Okay.
Right, next question. Robert Anders says, house is on fire, the kids and the pets are safe, the flames are looking at the door, you can only save one game. Don't ask about how you can play it, but what is it and why?
Oh, crap.
Fucking hell.
Well, I'm
maybe.
pretty much all digital, so I just pick up the Xbox.
Oh, you
And I'm sorted.
you cheeky mother. That's not answering that. No. That's too realistic
That's not
of
in
an
the spirit
answer.
of the question, is it? That's not in the
But
spirit.
so if I wasn't all digital and they were discs, I think it would have to be probably the game I've spent the most time in ever, which would be Destiny.
Fucking hell, bold.
I don't know for
I'm
me.
trying to-
Okay.
I don't know. Because I'd be torn between a multiplayer game that you continuously can play, until you can redo your stock back up again and you've got your replay value with your friends, or something like Destiny or Fallout where you can just lose yourself for hours. It's a very difficult question. Yeah, that's a strange one. I can't answer that one.
If we've saved the game and there's DLC for it that we haven't bought, are we allowed to then buy the DLC for it?
Yeah.
In that case, I'd grab The Witcher 3 because I never got any of the DLC for that, and that's about another 30 hours, and I didn't do all the side quests. So I'd grab Witcher 3 and
Adi will probably
I'll
go
take
for
around
Chicory
80s
as well.
and play it on his console because mine's burnt, and I'll teach him how to play it properly, and then he will like it.
Exactly.
Awful game. I've actually had support from members of the community on my thoughts and feelings on The Witcher 3, and people agreeing with me. So,
Right, the fictional
Trev
people
one
in
of
your
them.
head that you spoke to on a Saturday night, Aid, they weren't
no,
really there.
there was definitely
The bouncer
two,
on the
and
door of the Irish Centre agrees with you.
one of them was Tone. I can't actually remember who the other one was because I think I was pissed.
Burn them, AD. Burn them all. Those fictional people.
Jayce?
I reckon mine would have to probably be. I was thinking then of the games I've got physical, and the one that would give me the most different experiences that I could have during the time I'm fucking consoling myself that everything's burnt down. Would probably be GTA 5 that I've got sat there, because you can do multiplayer, you can do single player, you can have a laugh in it, you can do all manner of things. It's a massively entertaining game in various different ways. Yeah. Good choice for me.
I think
easy
that's probably the best answer I've heard.
It's a good shout,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Did I say that was from Robert Anders? Yes, I did. Kev, again, he's been on. Oh, here he goes. Why are you still putting yourselves through this? You know you want to quit.
Does he
No,
listen
because
to the
we're
show?
not as weak
'Cause
as you,
I
Kev.
don't think he's quite picking up the positivity that we've got for the last few months that we're doing all right. Is he just trying to wind us up?
Yes.
I think he is.
I
I think
think
that's
he's just
exactly
showing.
what Kev's playing at.
See,
He's obviously been, because he couldn't come to EGX, he's obviously been drowning his sorrows quite a lot recently. He's obviously just gobbing off a bit.
We'll have to
we
watch
don't want
him.
to. We don't want to quit. We're so close to the end. Why would you quit now? Why would you give in? You just regret it.
Yeah.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. He's also said, who's going to EGX next year as he's booked his hotel? Well, now he's booked his hotel, I'm not going. I don't know about you lot.
Should we all go to the different Ibis, the Ibis Styles next year? And just go to a completely different hotel.
Just go wherever Kev isn't.
Yeah.
Right, Richie Ford has been on. Is it possible to use Neale's shirts as a method of visual torture? Brackets, think Clockwork Orange. This must be a reference to something over the weekend, Neale.
Yeah, I think a lot of people couldn't get their head around what I was wearing Saturday night, and I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What, your Boy Scout uniform?
Hey, you should have seen.
You know, leather
You
tie.
should have seen what you should have seen the trousers I had before I put the black ones on. I looked like a fucking olive. I looked like I was in camo. I was like, maybe not. I just looked like a snot stain, so I'm gonna go and get changed. So yeah, no, I just think that people just need to, get with it. Follow me. Do what I do, people. And to those people that asks, and basically I had people imploring me to make sure I'm absolutely hammered on every future recording. I'm completely sober. Thank you very much. There's absolutely no way I could have any. I can see Spink drinking wine. There's absolutely no way I can drink any wine after last weekend.
It's nice, actually. It's good.
Oh, shut up. Right, continue.
I think we've already covered this over. Matthew Geary says, having been to EGX, has the urge to buy or play new games got stronger all
We
weekend?
covered that.
Stronger for AD. No change for me.
No change for me.
Neale's hiding in it.
Neale
hiding
is
in a box.
Keeping his head
Yes,
down.
exactly.
Good. And the final question on this little list here from Mr. Matthew Moore. Who wants me the most? I'm out. Anybody else?
I'd double up. I'm joking. I think Matthew knows how.
You double dip.
Oh, puts my fingers in his mouth, penis in his bum. No, stop it. Matthew knows how much I love him, and it's a deep, burning sensation, and it's not a sexual transmitted disease. I love him so much. In fact, I'd fight you all for him, and I know I'd probably lose, but I'd still fight for him.
No, I'd let you win that one. I'd let you win.
Cheers,
Yeah,
buddy.
I'll let you win.
Definitely.
Since you feel so strongly about it, Neale, we'll move aside and let you get your wicked way.
There you go, Matt. Your unrequited man love with Neale can continue unabated.
yeah.
There was one other question we had, which was submitted via another channel from Ollie from Germany.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was.
He
there was. Okay.
asked-
So Ollie was yabbering on about microtransactions in games.
Yes.
Given the fact that we've discussed this about mobile games and basically he was just fucking yabbering on for ages about microtransactions and what we think of them and how many Matt's been buying for World of Warships. So, Matthew!
Well, not a lot. This came up because I couldn't remember what our stance on DLC was. And in, say, World of Warships, which is where the question came from, you don't have DLC, but in order to progress in the game, you need to get bigger and better ships and different types of ships to keep it interesting, and that's where you have to start investing a little bit of money. And there was a sale on, and I spent £3.62 on
You bastard.
on some gold that allowed me to buy 8 more slots in my port and allowed me to essentially open the game properly and have access to all the 4 types of ships, which is kind of, I suppose, DLC, because if you could cast each ship type as a map pack or a because it opens different maps to you and that sort of thing. So I spent $3.62, and me and Ollie decided that probably it's within the spirit of the challenge, especially as I haven't bought any DLC this year. And obviously, Jayce, I don't think you're as prolific as we make out, but the odd bit of small change might get spent on the odd Marvel Puzzle Quest item. And me and Ollie thought...
But it's on iOS and never blooming counted in the first place.
but just being sort of devil's advocate, Ollie and I thought it was probably alright for me to spend £3.62 to open up a few more slots in my harbour, and we wanted to know what you guys thought.
Ollie does like to stick the knife in and twist it and make our lives a bit of a misery though.
He's a
doesn't
mischievous fucker, yes.
he? He is.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
Yeah, I
valid
think,
question, really.
I'm to be honest, I'm fine with things like that. If it's opening the game up for things that's going to increase your enjoyment of a game that's been free anyway.
Yeah.
I personally don't have a problem with it. I've personally spent more than £3.62 on Marvel Puzzle Quest in the last month, so I think I'd be quite cynical to put up a good fight here.
Yeah, I mean the
Good.
thing is, I agree with it as well. I think at the beginning of the year we were a bit bullish about, oh no, they're gonna complete clampdown, gonna be da 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 da. But then when you mull it over and you think about it and you think about what is £3.50 a month, you pay that in Netflix. You know what I mean? You pay these subscriptions are constant anyway. And if, like you say, if it's a free game, if it's Warframe or if it's Paragon or whatever you're playing, if it's part of your enjoyment and it's your release, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And you're perfectly. It wouldn't piss me off if you turned around and said, I've signed up to because you can sign up to subscriptions. Like Elder Scrolls Online Pro,
Yeah.
Where you get like, you know, and if somebody turned around to me and said, one of you go three and said, you know what, guys, I love this game, play it loads. It's my, you know, stressful job, and this is how I relax. I've signed up to a £10 a month subscription. I wouldn't have been mad at you at all. I'd have been like, right, well, fine. It's a game you already owned. It's, you know, and for all the above reasons I've just said, I'm completely fine with it. So dropping not even a pint of lager,
Yeah.
round some pubs around our end onto microtransactions is no. That's my
That's
opinion.
what I mean. It's like a quarter of a cheeky
Yep.
Vimto. It's all good.
Oh God, how many of those did we have on Saturday?
I remember you coming up to me every 30 seconds when I was filming and putting a straw in my mouth and going, "Sit, Matthew, you must stay hydrated."
There you go. So, AD, have you got a particular opinion on this?
Nothing above what I've just said, really. I'm quite happy with it. I mean, I'm dropping £8 a month on Marvel Puzzle Quest at the minute for the VIP membership, which I think is well worth it. And I've had to drop a little bit on some coins to open up some slots for characters that otherwise would disappear. So, and we always said iOS didn't count. And to be honest, the amount of time I've probably spent on Marvel Puzzle Quest is probably my most played game this last year or so. So yeah, and when we started the challenge, I was quite kind of cynical about spending money in Marvel Puzzle Quest. But now,
Yes, you were, sir. Yes, you were indeed.
But now
I
I'm
feel
addicted.
vindicated now. Now I'm at the point where I don't have to spend any money on it.
I'm getting to that point now, but I think I'm on day 117 or something like that. So yeah, it's quite addictive.
Oh yes, must keep up those dailies.
Yes.
Right, thank you everybody for your questions. We love to have the extra content, and obviously a few extra questions themed around EGX and the fun and games we had there, everybody. I think we're nearly at the end, boys. Have we got anything else to mention? I did say, actually, talking about EGX, that I did have to mention Mr. Jeremy Fowler one more time.
Oh yes.
So I walked into the expo Thursday morning, and Jay was texting me, going, "Where are you? Where are you?" So he wanted to come and see me. He found me playing an Elder Scrolls card game somewhere, and I was there with Richie Forder and the other Richie. I can never remember his fucking name. Sorry.
Purvis.
No, not that one.
Ludlam.
The other one. I can't remember. Sorry, Rich. You know who you are. I know you're with me. The two Riches with me anyway. And Jeremy came up to me and he said, "I've got something for you." And he thrust something into my hand, which was something wrapped up in Christmas paper because he didn't have any birthday paper. And I thought, Rich was here. He thrusted this into my hand, which, as my fellow co-host can see in a visual format, is a copy of Carmageddon Max Damage for the Xbox One.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I remember you showed me
This
that.
was totally unexpected, massively unexpected. It totally blew me away, actually. I was very much lost for words at the time. As I said, I did have two people from the community around me to witness the fact that this wasn't pre-planned. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to Jeremy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He is a wonderful guy, a very fucking kind guy, and I owe him all the love in the world for getting me this game, which we obviously talked about previously, and I did want. And now I have, so I'm going to play it, I'm going to Twitch it, and everyone can enjoy me crashing into things if they want. Thank you, Jay.
I'd like to thank you, Jay, as well, because it'll cheer Jayce up a little bit, because he can get a bit down in dumps that he can't play these types of games. So cheers, dude.
I would also like to do a thank you.
Oh no.
Go.
At the expo this weekend and at the party, I kind of lost count of the number of people who came and said they listened to the show and they enjoyed it, and thank you for doing it and keep up the good work. I can't remember who you all are because, like I say, it was more than I can count on two hands. Just genuine sort of like, yeah, I really enjoy the show. It's good, it's part of my regular listening. And that was really nice to actually face to face get a bit of love from people, and we love doing it. You know, we might sometimes come across a bit miserable, especially this one where we're all very tired and jaded, but it's a real pleasure to do, and having people come up and say, keep up the good work is lovely. So thank you to everyone who listens and those who came and said hello at the weekend.
Yeah.
I just want to echo that because the interest has obviously stayed with the show. The numbers of downloads we get that I can track has been going up steadily. And whenever there's a thread on Facebook, people are talking about what podcast they listen to. We do get mentioned quite a lot, most of the time by AD, if I'm honest. But
On brand.
He likes to blow our own collective trumpet.
Slow flagellation.
But yeah, lots of people have mentioned us on those as well. So yeah, I'd like to echo Matt's thank you.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
thirded.
Cool. All right, anybody else got anything to add? Any more thank yous? Any more shout outs? Any more anything goodness before I do the domestics and wrap us up?
Probably just spend 10 seconds each just saying what we got left. What jokers we got left, what gifts, what car, things like that. So we can just a bit of a sum up of what's available to us. You think that's a good idea?
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah, so
I'll go first. I've got nothing left. I spent my joker. I spent my £1 credit I had, or whatever. I've had far too many gifts now, thanks to people. So that's me done. I shall now have to play these games.
AD?
I have, so my credit went on Rocket League very, very early on in the year. I had the gift, which was No Man's Sky, that actually now I'm feeling a little bit like I wish I'd have got something else, but I'm going to persevere with it. So I've still got my Joker left. And I think before EGX it was Titanfall 2 or Gears of War 4 focused. Now I'm thinking it might be Battlefield 1 focused. So
you've gone round the houses.
That's where I am. Yeah, it was a choice of 2 and I picked option 3.
Excellent. Spink, what about you, mate?
Okay, so I have used my Joker, I've used my gift, I've used my PlayStation credit I had. So I have only thing remaining is £35 of Steam credit, which I will probably save until the new year and get something off my Steam wish list as and when I'm ready. But if not, it's there as a cheeky little backup if I need it. That's me. What about you, Mr. Jarrett?
Excellent.
Would you be tempted on anything World of Warship focused with that Steam credit?
It's not on Steam, it's on its own individual client. It's a wargaming client, so it would not help me out there.
That shows you what I know about PC gaming.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Me too. I've got my Joker left, and I've got £35 worth of Xbox credit left as well. I have had 2 gifts. I had the unrequested gift of Division right at the very beginning of the year that I probably played about a week and a half of. And wish I should have traded it in at the time, to be honest with you. And my birthday gift of No Man's Sky. So I've got my Joker, which again I've got plans with my Joker, but I think we'll talk about them more next month.
Have you noticed, just very quickly, that when we have within the rules of the challenge used our available get out clauses and things, generally we've been disappointed in what we've built.
Yeah. Well, apart from Jayce.
Apart from Jayce with his Trackmania, we've all kind of been disappointed by what we've got. Does it kind of goes to show how when you're buying all those games and you're not past this challenge, that the fact that most of them are disappointing gets lost in the quantity of them.
Yep.
But now we're
you can always get something else to fill in that gap.
But now we're so limited and we're being picky, and we actually find that even when we're picky we get it wrong, that going into 2017 I certainly am going to be very much changed in how I look at buying games.
Yeah.
And it'll have to have been out a while, it'll have to be at a good price, unless it's like everyone's playing it multiplayer thing. But most games, I'm going to be like, I'll wait for a price drop. I'll wait for everyone I trust to have played it. I'll wait until the hype's died down, and then I'll make a decision. And then it's 50-50 if I even get it. And I can see, that my buying habits, certainly for the next 12 months, until you maybe fall in old ways, have definitely been changed by this challenge. 100%.
Yeah, I think that's why I was talking at the weekend to Darren, who was on year 1. About him and how he changed his buying habits, and he's 3 years on, he's still kind of not buying as many games as he used to. And I said I think that's why I'm going to bring in a Boomerang subscription next year, because if a game comes out that you think, wow, I'm really really looking forward to play it, I'm going to rent it, play it, and then if you like it, you can then drop on it. you've proved to yourself that you like it, and you've proved to yourself that actually this is going to be something that you want to have in your collection for years to come. Because far too many things I buy and then I don't play them enough. Two examples of that this year are Star Wars Battlefront and Rainbow Six. That actually, if you're playing with a good crowd, they're fantastic games. But the amount of hours I put into both of them is probably less than 5. For 40-45 quid's worth of purchase when I bought them, that's not good enough.
Yeah, it's true.
Great.
Cool. Fully agree. Well, it's a good point, and that is one of the reasons why the Euroshame was started, to try and change people's habits. So I'm glad that the message is getting across, and maybe I'd like to think that the message is getting across to people who aren't partaking with us and who are listening. To you don't have to jump on everything straight away. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up because it is late for us all, and some of us need to go to work tomorrow, don't we?
Yep.
So that just leaves us to say thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for all your feedback and questions. We always appreciate them. You can always send us more feedback on many means. We have our Facebook group, which most of you know. AD could probably find it for you. We could never work out what the actual link is. We're on Twitter at YoS Challenge 4. We are on the email yoschallenge4@gmail.com. And most of you can find us somewhere around the internet lurking.
Definitely me.
So, I'd like to say thank you to you guys as well for coming along and
cheers, mate.
giving us all your love.
Thank
Nobody's checked for iTunes reviews, even though Aid likes to moan about it, but we'll leave that for next time.
Yeah, I'll give up.
Oh.
But until next time, everyone, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Year of
Bye.
4.
Year of 4.
The Year of Shame Challenge.